Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a student interview, except it's going to be slightly different. All right, most times you will see me talk about agency owners, the results they've gotten in my program. Today, Ataberk is inside my program, but we're going to focus primarily on the consulting that he has done. He's done quite a bit of consulting in the e-commerce space, so I think it's super interesting. I personally do some consulting in my agency, so some of the clients we work with are, yes, they're paying for a done-for-you service, such as content or social media, but a lot of them are paying for a little bit of coaching and consulting on the side. So I've obviously learned quite a bit over the last, say, 2.5 years, how to pitch it, pricing, how to get good results with your clients. But today we're going to get a second opinion. So Ataberk, appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you for calling me. So, first off, I believe it's accurate to talk about how different it is from like pitching a service like social media management or content creation, because when you're pitching a service like content creation, for example, they are delegating something that they can do, but they are delegating it to you so that you can do it better, and like they free up their time. But when it comes to coaching or consulting, they actually have to accept that they don't know or they're not capable of doing some things, and they have to accept that you are someone who can do them right, who can do them better than they can, and who can teach them, you can teach them to do it much better than they could have ever done it by themselves. Yes. So the point is, you have to present yourself in a way, you have to prove, you have to show them that you actually know what you're about. Like, you know your business, you have done it before, you like the kind of been there, done that situation. Yeah. So it actually, I believe, consists of hard work and time put in. Like, are you familiar with the term Kaizen, the Japanese term? Mm-hmm. If you're working with big brands, like people who know very well what they're doing, they can already tell by like 5 or 10 minutes of speaking if you are really about what you're saying. Like, yes, showing results, showing screenshots, it helps to convince, but the real sorry, I couldn't speak. The real deal is when you speak to them face to face. Like, they will really understand what you're about. So first off, I always try my best to be on point, on time, sharp, and feeling my best for meetings. And on meetings, I don't really focus solely on work. Like, if I'm going to work with someone, first off, I have to know them, and I have to let them know me, because every business relationship actually depends on a personal relationship. That's what I believe. So first off, I know who they are, they get to know who I am, and then I generally talk about business, but it's not in a way that I flatter the past experiences I had, or like talk about, well, I've done this, I've done that. No, I always try to talk about the experiences I had that they can relate to, because when they can relate to what I've done in the past, the problems I've encountered in the past, they know that they can trust me. They know that he's someone I can relate to. He's someone I can trust. He's been through what I've been through, and he will probably understand what problems I will have in the future. And since he already solved near problems, he will also be able to solve my problems. Yeah. And then actually we speak about business.
Of course.
The first off, the pricing comes last, because like, okay, it's cool, you'll bill people, okay, but like they will exchange their money for something, and that is the value, that is the hours I previously put in, that is the experience I had, the hard work, the experiences. So first off, I have to ensure them. I have to ensure them that they will not get only their money's worth, but they will get countless of hours that I've tried and failed. They will get battle proven, tested methods that was, as I said, tested and successful. And they will actually feel like an idiot if they refuse the offer, because the thing is, I will solve some problems for you, and I will actually do it at a fraction of the cost that if you tried it yourself, you would pay much more, both in terms of money and in time.
Yes,
so
I like that.
Let's move on.
Cool.
When it comes to pricing, like the real numbers, I try to base the numbers upon the hours it will take me to complete this job. But like, it's always on my side. Like I never talk about it like, okay, I will spend 20 hours on this and the price is because of the hours. No, that's not logical, because the hours I'll spend for specifically that client was backed by like hundreds and thousands of hours I've put before. So I believe it sounds pretty stupid to say it like, okay, I will spend 10 hours for you. I'll spend 10 hours for this business. I'll spend 10 hours coaching you face-to-face or in Zoom. And my hourly rate is $100, so it will take me $1,000. No. The thing is, the offer is, I will save you hundreds of dollars because you won't have to try them yourself. I will save you tens of hours, if not hundreds, and this will take me this much. This side, I think to myself, and then it will cost you this much.
I like that. I like that, man. We've done very, very similar. Yeah, it's like you might use your hours for you to price it, but you don't tell that to the client, right? I know a lot of people do that when they start consulting. They'll say, okay, it's going to take me an hour a week. That's 4 hours a month. My hourly rate, again, let's say 100. So it's 400 a month. Well, see, the problem now is the client is going to assume that you are going to do a minimum of 1 hour a week. Whereas if you can get them to their desired solution and get them the result they want to get with half an hour, 30 minutes, that's cool. Like that should be fine. So there's, yeah, like I said, there's not really a logical reason to go and price it that way. You know, if someone is paying you for consulting, right, they're going to pay a premium. They know that. So they're not going to be too stressed about the exact hours you're putting in. It's more about the results. And like you said, the previous experience you have, which brings me to a point of, you know, some people watching this video might be thinking consulting sounds amazing, right? You get paid lots per hour, like, you know, 50, 100, 150, all the way up to 1,000, 2,000 an hour if you're on a high level. So it sounds amazing. You've no team members, you know, pure profit margins. What an amazing business to run. But I think what a lot of people forget is that you can only do this, as you mentioned, when you have the hundreds of hours of research and time and effort that you've already put in. So for beginners, it's probably not a viable option. It's good to be aware of, because as you serve more clients, let's say in your agency, there will come a time where you have enough experience and enough results to now be able to consult with your clients. So consult how to grow in social media, how to improve their conversion rate on their website, how to get more sales, whatever it may be. An example, with our agency, we only started consulting after probably the first 50 clients at a minimum. So before the first 50, you know, we're not going to say, hey, we're the experts at everything and we'll help you grow your business, because it wouldn't make sense. We could have made money, right? Because people would have bought it for sure. But would we have gotten them results? No. Would I have actually been confident in the offer? Also no. So that's just a side note. Just for anyone who's watching, if you're new, just, you know, take all of this with a grain of salt, that you don't want to do consulting right away, because a lot of people, even if you don't care about what we just said, right? And you decide that, look, I don't care that I haven't served any clients. I'm still going to do consulting, right? I'm just going to skip all the hours necessary.
That's probably not going to work.
It's not going to work, right? And I think the biggest reason it doesn't work is because you'll have imposter syndrome. which is completely natural, right? Because you're going to be claiming you're an expert when you're not, and you can do that for a week or two, and then it's going to catch up with you, and you're going to realize that, and you're going to start to believe it more. So not for beginners, but for those of you that have an expertise, whether it's in a different business, it could be even in, you know, health and fitness consulting. We obviously work with a lot of health and fitness coaches in my agency. It's a cool business model, but you have to know what you're doing. That's the first main point.
Exactly. And I actually wanted to talk about a couple prospect types I have analyzed over the months, just to give kind of a perspective on who you will be working with, that are classified as different types. First off, we have the teaching type consulting. And teaching type consulting is when you work with people who want to learn as much as they can from you. Like, it's like you are a one-on-one teacher. Let's say they want to learn about e-com, like they know their business. Let's say they're selling carpets. They know carpets very well. They know their customers very well. They know how to sell their products in terms of face-to-face marketing, maybe, but like they have no idea how to sell online. So what they want you to do is they tell you, you have to give me some hours, give me some lessons, tell me how this happens, show me how this happens, and then I'll try my best to do it myself. So that way, this type will take a couple hours of your time and will only expect you to teach them what you know. The methods, the experiences, the negatives, like you should do these, you shouldn't do these, be careful with these ones, etc. And yeah, that's it. The second type is the leadership method, where like they want you to actively participate in what they're doing, and they want to be taught by action. You know, they want to see it firsthand. Like, okay, I want you to sell my carpets, and I want you to sell them Amazon. How will you sell them? So this will take you a bit longer, and you have to, if you have like an Amazon store, I'm saying these just for example, you have to use your store, maybe share your screen, teach them how you do things, and they will try to learn that way. And then as they have also seen how you do things, and as the experience gets realer, they can be like, okay, I don't want to spend time on this. I believe it can be better. Like if I just delegate the whole thing to you, and then the whole deal just transforms from a consulting type to like running their e-com store, maybe doing marketing for them, etc. And then there's partnership model, which was the one that I earned much money on. Like it was the most preferred one, because in partnership model, you generally work with people who are best at what they do, who know their stuff very well. Like if they're selling carpets, they have the best carpets, they have the best brick and mortar stores, they have the best human relations. They want you to tell them about how you do things, teach them about how you do things, but in a much lower and simpler kind. Like they want to know, but they actually want you to run all the things for them, keeping them updated with like anything that happens. But like they want to just deliver the best products and best services they can with the help of an expert. Like maybe they criticized themselves and thought, okay, my marketing is not good, but I'm best at making carpets. Then I'll both try to learn how to market my product, but I don't want to risk hundreds and thousands of dollars by just trying to do it myself. So I'll get Ataberk to run it for me, and just I'll try to learn along the way.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting,
Like,
man. You've actually dissected it into like different types. Wow. Like I think the first one is when I hear the first one, I think that would be the easiest, right? Is it going to get them the most results? Probably not, but there's nothing that can go wrong. Like you said, you just literally tell them what you know and you don't contextualize it. Like you don't show them how to do it for their business. You just tell them these are all the things you need to know, which to me, it's kind of like watching a YouTube video, right? Like a YouTube video,
exactly.
You can't participate, you can't get it.
Exactly, 100%.
You know, which I would imagine then you would probably charge a lot less money for that compared to, say, leadership or partnership. I think most of the consulting we've done would fall into leadership, where we're not doing it for them. So we're not like logged in anywhere doing things behind the scenes, but we are making it make sense for their business. We're not just telling them this is what John did and here are the steps, go do it. We're saying this is what John did, but here's what you should do differently. Here's the thing specifically for you.
Actively showing them.
Yeah, actively showing them, man. That's interesting. And in terms of the pricing, what's the most amount you've charged for a consulting deal? Because we've always done it packaged in with the agency services. So we've never done like just consulting. It's always been kind of like the partnership, right? Where it's consulting and a done for you service. So yeah, I'm curious, man, what's the most amount you have charged?
I have done one-time leadership deal that was like I showed them, actively showed them what they had to do and actually taught them a lot about business and actually e-com, kind of like an entry level. And I charged $1,800 for that, and that was the single most amount of money I've built for one client. But when it comes to like making big money, you have to have monthly recurring how do I say monthly recurring revenue, but what was the contract? You have to have a contract. Like the partnership model I did brought me like less than $700 per month, like around 600 to 700, and I'm not saying the whole number because it's translated from Turkish liras, so that's because of that. But like it generated me around $700 for like 7 to 8 months. Sweet. So it comes close to like a $5,000 deal. Did it take me more time? Yes, but you build a better relationship. You provide the most value, and in like personally, I feel more satisfied, so to speak. I feel more satisfied because like one time I had a client. It was a teacher kind of teaching kind of a client, and I spent 3 hours with him. We started on Monday night. We had an hour and a half of meeting. The second day, I arranged some things about his store and his marketing, and then the third day, Wednesday, we did another 1 hour and a half of a Google meeting, and the fourth day he began selling. He sold his first product for like $400. So doing this much, helping people this much in a short time span feels great. But when you have a longer lasting relationship, like a partnership model, by the way, you can also kind of transform leadership model to last longer, but partnership model is actually, I believe, the real deal. So what I was saying is, when you spend a couple months with a person you respect, who also respects you, you both learn from him and you teach him, and in a longer amount of time, in a longer time span, you see much more of the effect you have provided for them.
Yeah.
You see the change, just not just the numbers, not just the money, also the value they provide to their customers, and the mindset they have, and the beliefs they have. They all change. So it's actually much more satisfactory. But this is my personal comment.
Cool, man. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense, doesn't it? Like if you work with someone for 8 months versus 8 weeks, again, more impact and more of the results, which I'd imagine you then feel a lot better, right? Because you get to see like they paid me and they're getting all of this on the back end, all these results. Here's a question for you. When you have worked with, let's just say it's someone who works with you and they only pay you for 1 month or for 1 week or for 5 hours and that's it. Do you like actively then keep in touch with that person? Do you follow up with them? Do you check in with them? Do you try and like upsell them, to a different package? How have you approached that? Because I do know just from looking at the consulting space right now, like I know there's a lot of people that will sell a base program. Maybe it's a couple
entry price offer, right?
You hop in, and then, once you get a certain point, then you get upsold to, let's say, the next offer. And that seems to be how most people do it. But yeah, man, would love to know what you do.
First off, as I previously mentioned, all of these deals are based on relationships. So yeah, we can agree on doing a contract for a month. But when the contract ends, do I disappear? Of course not, because the real value was in the relationship. Mm-hmm. So I always try to keep in touch, but not like it's completely separate from business perspective. I just they're my friend now. That's the simplest way I can explain. They're my friend now. Couple of weeks pass, I'll ask them how you're doing, how is your business going, how are you feeling, like some personal life details about them, and that's all. Like I won't even ask if they need something, because like if they need something, they will tell me.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that they have like they were benefited from this relationship, and aside from that, all is well with them.
Oh yeah, so you were just speaking there about like that you kind of make it a personal relationship. You check in with them more on a personal level, not so much on a business level, just to see how things are. And like you said, it makes sense. If you ask them how they're doing and they have a problem in business, they're going to let you know. If there's anything you can help them with, they're going to bring that up for sure, man. So yeah, it's super interesting. And I suppose before we end this, man, like I think people are going to find this very interesting, right? Because I know, again, a lot of people that watch our content are very interested in the agency space, but I know there's so many people like myself. I was very interested in consulting before. So if people want to learn a little bit more about what you're doing, whether it's with the consulting or with your agency, where can they find you? Where can they hit you up? And where can they learn more?
They can find me on Instagram, on TikTok, and I have a website which I can link them all to you, and maybe you can put them on the video.
Yeah,
if it's all right with you.
Yeah, definitely, man. We'll put them all in the description. Send them to me after this, and we will get that up. And thank you guys for watching. If you want more of this style of video where, it's kind of an interview, but it's more just a chill chat between two of us, both in the same industry, let me know and we can hook up more of these. And if you want to learn more about consulting specifically, let us know down below in the comments, and we'll see you very soon.
Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for listening. And I would love to help you or answer any questions you have. All you have to do is reach me. And thanks for listening.
Sweet.